In Massachusetts, over 500,000 households rely on private wells for their drinking water. However, unlike public water systems, these wells are not subject to any statewide regulations or requirements for routine water quality testing. Many residents who rely on private wells are consuming water that may be unsafe. Naturally occurring contaminants in well water can include substances such as arsenic, E. coli, radon, and uranium, which can lead to both short-term and long-term health impacts. In 2021, RCAP Solutions conducted 240 water tests across several Massachusetts towns, which had a high concentration of private wells. We discovered that approximately 27% of wells had levels of contaminants exceeding state health standards and/or suggesting potential health risks. Man-made PFAS contaminants have also posed a growing concern. In fact, the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection's PFAS testing program has found that approximately 5% of wells had levels of PFAS exceeding state health standards. These toxic forever chemicals can contaminate groundwater sources and cause a slew of human health impacts. RCAP Solutions is currently partnering with the Health Foundation of Central Massachusetts to engage with key stakeholders and government officials to advocate for legislation that would install sensible, health-based regulations for private wells and financial resources for homeowners who discover contaminants in their well water.
My name is Jorge Gutierrez, and I live in Boxborough and have lived here since August of 2009. I had never lived with a well, so it was our first experience with wells and septic. And as long as there was water coming out the faucet, I didn't worry too much about it, wasn't concerned. When I became aware of RCAP and its program and applied to have our well tested, not anticipating anything, but why not? And when the gentleman came out to assess and to do the testing, he noticed there is a PVC pipe that comes up along the wellhead that carries electrical wiring down into the well, to operate the pump and so on. And I'd hit it with the lawnmower, with the riding lawnmower, and had broken it off. So he looked and he said, well, that should be redone. It's a possible source of contaminants. And at that time, we didn't know what the results were. But then when the results came back, there was E. coli in the water. So we have implemented lots of remedies to address the contaminants. We had the cap replaced, the PVC thing repaired, and $5,000 worth of remediation, including all kinds of filters and so on. I don't think that the attitude of, well, if I don't know it, what could be wrong, is the best in this kind of situation. So I think it would be helpful if there was some kind of regulatory efforts to make sure that our drinking water is safe, and hope that others would have the opportunity that we have had and avail themselves of this program.
For more information about private wells, potential contaminants, why regulations are needed, and to voice your support for these advocacy efforts, please visit what'sinyourwellwater.org.